Beside themselves with joy at the sight of Hanuman, the Vanaras assembled on the Mahendra peak, and the veteran Jambavan, welcoming the son of Vayu with great affection, spoke on behalf of all.
We are eager to hear a full account of your journey and its triumphant conclusion. More particularly, we are anxious to know how you discovered Sita, and how is she now? What is the state of her mind and body? And tell us about Ravan's state and behavior. And knowing everything, we shall be in a position to consider and decide what needs to be done next.
Thus, in proper sequence and without omission, Hanuman recounted all that had happened during the passage and in the city of Lanka. How he searched for Sita in vain in Ravan's palace. How he found her at last in the Ashok Park. How there Ravan begged her and was spurned by her. What dire threats he held out. How the Rakshasis teased her and drove her to think of putting an end to her life. And how it was at this juncture he approached and gave her news of Ram and hope and interest in life. With tears in his eyes, he told them what a divinely precious soul Sita was, and how nobly she had borne herself. Then he narrated how he had destroyed the park and killed the Rakshasa warriors, how he was finally bound by Indrajit and produced before Ravan. He described what took place at the interview, and how, as a punishment for his boldness of speech, they set fire to his tail, furnishing him thereby with a great torch with which he set their city ablaze. After this full narration of the happenings, Hanuman said, "Our efforts have been successful so far because of the power of the chastity of Sita, who is chastity incarnate. When I think of her, I wonder how Ravan could seize and carry her away and yet escape being burnt to ashes. But Ravan also had accumulated great power through his austerity. Even so, Sita could have reduced him to ashes if she had chosen. But she patiently endured all this, because she wanted the punishment to proceed from her Lord. And now, what is your advice? Shall we go straight to Lanka, destroy Ravan and the Rakshasas, recover Sita, and then restore her to Ram? It is not as if we have not the strength to do this. Single-handed I can destroy them and leave not a trace behind. And Jambavan too, all by himself, can utterly destroy the Rakshasas. And so can our Prince Angad, and so can Panas or Neel, so can Minda and Dvivid, the sons of Asvin. Yes, there are many among us who can slay Ravan and the Rakshasa hordes. Indeed, I proclaimed aloud in Lanka, I, the messenger of Ram and the minister of Sugriv, have come to destroy you." Angad, listening to all this, full of indignation, jumped up saying, "I can do it alone, and there are so many of us here, eager warriors thirsting for battle. It would be improper after all these days to go to Ram empty-handed without Sita. Yes, let us go straight to Lanka, destroy Ravan and the Rakshasa army, and then return to Kishkinda with Sita in our midst." Jambavan, old and wise, uttered a gentle protest.
"No, it is not right, dear Prince. We should report everything to Ram and Lakshman, and then do what they desire. Ram's purpose should be fulfilled in the manner that he desires. That alone is proper."
All the Vanaras, including Hanuman and Angad, agreed that this was the right thing to do. They then rose into the sky and flew straight towards Kishkinda. they alighted near the protected park of the Vanar king. Ecstatic, they made their way into it, drank honey, and ate fruit, regardless of the warnings of the guards. They indulged in unrestrained revelry and ruined the beautiful park. Unable to stand the riotous behavior of the mirth-makers, Dadimukha, Sugriva's uncle and keeper of the royal park, hurried to the king and complained thus:
Your protected park has been laid waste. The Vanaras that went south have returned. Alighting in the garden, they are behaving outrageously. They pay no heed to my words. On the contrary, they assaulted and insulted me, drank up and ruined all the honeycombs, and plucked and ate fruit as they liked. And now they are lying senseless as a result of their revelry. The trees and plants are all in ruins. The king should forthwith inflict punishment on these undisciplined Vanars.
Sugriva understood the position at once and said,
Lakshman, it is clear that Hanuman, Jambavan, and Angad have succeeded in their search and are celebrating their triumph in this manner.
Saying this, he turned to Dadimukha and said to him,
Send them all here at once.
Dadimukha now understood the real state of affairs, and hastening to the Vanaras, conveyed to them the king's command.